Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Shows Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, we're going to have some fun, okay? Because the Neighborhood Talk has made a very messy post that involves Martell Holt in a classic game of Marry and Unalive, but you know the four-letter word that replaces Unalive. This is a fun game, and it reminds me of the Ooh Ladies First panel, including Jamie That's Me, Niecy Dixon, and Bondi Blue. They play this game, and it is always hilarious. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup here. So the Neighborhood Talk posted this, and it says, so F, Mary, or Unalive. We have Apollo Nita, the ex-husband of Phaedra Parks, she will be featured on this current season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. We also have Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville and Ralph Pittman from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So who would you F, Mary, or Unalive? Let's go on over to the comments section. One person says, triple homicide, laughing emoji. I hollered when I saw that because I'm like, they see me, they understand me, my sentiments exactly, okay? And one other person says, all choices are all diabolical, including the choice of song. I'm not going to play the song, of course. And some of them, another person says, neither one. Apollo steals, Martell cheats, and we still don't know why Ralph went to Tampa. Remember Juicadora's very first season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta? She said that Ralph went to Tampa, Florida, and he was gone for a few days, and she didn't know why he went there, if he went with anyone, who did he see, and he still hasn't told her, I don't think. And then someone did answer. So she said that Carolina Doll says that she would marry Apollo, she would unalive Ralph, and she would F Martell. Okay, honey. Well, I just go to the clinic afterwards, okay? Make sure they do a really good sampling. Make sure you are okay, A-okay. And another person says, I'd have 3 bodies because all of them wouldn't make it. I thought this was hilarious. And it seems like people are not into any of the choices. Now, at least out of the 3, I will say that Apollo is like the nicest. And Ralph and Martell, they're one and the same. They're both kind of like buttholes. I wouldn't want to be bothered at all. But Apollo, he'd probably be my friend, okay? And maybe I'd see, are there any places that would hire you with your background? I don't really know. Let's see what you got going on credit-wise. I'd be a friend to help him find his way, I guess. But no, I'm not into sponsorships either. So no, I couldn't be bothered with any of them. I wouldn't even have to interview Apollo. I think I've DM'd him asking for an interview, but I watched his interview with Carlos King, and it was like walking in a maze. His answers were like 5 minutes long. Carlos couldn't keep up. And it was just ridiculous. I feel like people like that, it was very much so like Destiny from Love and Marriage Huntsville. They could be like telling stories, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't be bothered with either one of these. I don't want to unalive anybody. So I just wouldn't play the game with them. I would just run in the other direction. And I can't even be a friend to Apollo. So no. All right. It says, get all these ninjas out of here. And someone else says, I would rather mop the ocean than have any of them as husbands, 100%. I would get me 3 jobs before I try to trust Apollo, Martell, or Ralph with keeping a roof over my head and all of my needs met. Absolutely not. But what would you do in a game of F, Marry, Unalive with Apollo, Martell, and Ralph? Let me know in the comments. Someone else said, take me to the king. That's hilarious. And someone says, until we know why Ralph went to Tampa, off with his head. That is hilarious. So now we're going to move on over. We have a few different stories here that I want to talk about. And shout out to, because I know that some of you saw my story on, it was a short that I made about Monique Samuels. And the rumor was that she was filming for season 10 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, one of you commented, you said she's already cleared it up. She said that it is not true. So I went to her Instagram and I saw, of course, she's on vacation. I love following Monique Samuels because, like, her IG stories is full of encouraging messages and things to really focus on your healing and new beginnings and trying new things and loving yourself. So I love checking out her Instagram content. It's very uplifting, very inspiring. And she's always traveling. And Monique is very generous with her experiences in that she documents it all and she shares it with all of us. So following Monique Samuels online is really a vibe. So I definitely recommend it. Even if you did not agree with her with the physical altercation between her and Candace, definitely follow her on Instagram. I think that it's pretty cool. So in this post, she is talking about she's free of her past, open to the future. It looks like they're camping, and someone says it's a post going around on Twitter saying you are coming back to RHOP for season 10. Is that true? Monique responds to them and says, "Not true, boo." So shout out to also my viewer who left that comment. Yes, so Monique is not returning to RHOP. You can't blame a girl for dreaming. I would definitely love to see you back, Monique, but I know reality TV is not really your thing. So it's all good. I totally understand. So I wanted to give that update as well. And then briefly, we're going to talk about Mr. Shannon Sharpe. So let's move right along here. Okay, there we go. And Shannon Sharpe is stepping away from ESPN. He has been hosting a sports debate show, and it's called First Take, and he is going to step away so that he can focus on his legal troubles. As you know, Shannon Sharpe is being accused of SA and sexual battery after a young lady who goes by Gabriella, who has an OnlyFans account, says that, he was very rough with her during one of their rendezvous in a position that was very uncomfortable for her. And she told him that she did not want to, and allegedly he still did it anyway. She is suing him. Reportedly, he tried to settle with her for $10 million. And she's refusing that because she wants $50 million. So he definitely has like a fetish, I'm allegedly, I'm just saying to Shannon, based upon you and Gabriella's text message thread and the audio, it sounds like there's this thing of BDSM and really wanting to dominate your partner. And so, and he has a thing for younger non-Black women. So that is the position that he is in. And Black women, this is definitely not our fight. I am just reporting the news. So let's move right along. I do want to go back to the neighborhood talk because I do want to talk briefly about Michelle Obama and Taraji P. Henson. This came out yesterday. You may have seen it, where they said that they love and hip hop. And why this story is important to me is because some people, whenever they want to insult something that a reality TV star has done, they'll say, this ain't love and hip hop. That's always like the standard dig. So to see the former first lady, she will always be my first lady, Michelle Obama, not only say that she loves Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but she says, we all know a Mama D. She totally knows the show, like she was not faking. So I want to go ahead and play this clip for you all. So I will mute myself so that there is not an echo. And please hit the like button. Thank you.
Work. I'm not trying to pump the show, but I'm just saying that people didn't expect us to be doing unscripted.
Right.
But it's like, well, that's my taste, right?
Right.
I mean, I love those kind of shows where it's just regular people. I think that maybe that's the sociologist in me, that I love watching regular
human connection.
real. There's chaos in life. There's
Exactly.
friction. So, what's your favorite franchise?
My favorite one, kind of.
You watch a little bit of all of them?
I watch a little bit of all.
So do I, girl.
Love and Hip Hop. I watch all.
Oh, I do too.
Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Mama D. Oh, child.
Yes,
oh, child.
I love it because I know a Mama
Scrappy
D.
and them.
Everybody knows a Mama D.
They sure
right?
do.
If you don't have one in your family, you got a
then
Mama
you
D.
lying. You are lying. You're just not recognizing Mama D.
I have.
We are working. I'm not trying to.
I have a Mama D in my family. I ain't gonna say who, but.
But I'm like that. I tell my husband, I was like, you watch golf?
Right.
I watch unscripted.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Fair
it brings me, I don't know, it just settles me down.
And you get to talk. And I guess the blackness in us, the call and response. Like,
oh, because we were, I would have said,
I would have,
right.
Yep. I would have, should have, if that was me, no. Like,
listen
talking
to
to
while
the
I'm
TV.
taking my makeup off. You're like, girl, I would have. I swear to God. Let me be at that dinner.
Exactly.
Okay, I brought this on myself here. I brought it on myself.
You sure did, but you made a connection because I would have never thought she would say love.
Or a mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? That would be me. Queen Mama D. I'm that ride or die mother. I'ma hold this kingdom and palace together, you heard?
I have a Mama D in my family.
Wasn't that a fun video? I thought that was great. And then Mama D says, for me and my son, Lil Scrappy, to be recognized by two incredible women is unexplainable. Thank you to the former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, and the amazing Taraji P. Henson. Much love from the palace to you. Hashtag the queen, hashtag Mama D, hashtag in that order, hashtag love and hip hop Atlanta. I love that. I think that is so important. Look, now, and again, we've seen this. I feel like the very first person who said this ain't love and hip hop was Mariah Huck at one of the Married to Medicine reunions. It was the one when Dr. Heavenly took a marker and she drew like stuff on Mariah's poster that Mariah put on her door to mark her dressing room. I think she gave her like devil's horns or something, and Mariah was upset. It was embarrassing. Dr. Heavenly was trolling her in the flesh. And then Mariah said, "This ain't Married to Hip Hop." That was what she said. That set the trend for whenever people are talking about some of their favorite reality TV shows. If they don't like someone on the show or if they don't like what someone did, it's always, this ain't love and hip hop. And I feel like, I've watched Love and Hip Hop New York, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and a little bit of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and a smidge of Love and Hip Hop Miami. I'm somewhat familiar. And like, I love it. I love seeing the people who are in the music industry do their thing, whether they are producing new music or doing collaborations. I love some of the drama, and I love to see how they are improving their lives. A lot of people, they have like really rough backgrounds, or they did not grow up with a silver spoon in their mouths, or they didn't go to college and work a professional job, but they have a musical talent and they're trying to make it. And then some of those unique storylines, like Peter Gunn's Tara and Amina over on Love and Hip Hop New York, how could you escape how juicy that was? And, Rashida, Kirk, and Jasmine on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We just saw them talk about that when Carlos King interviewed them earlier this week. So I don't really see it for, this ain't love and hip hop. I don't really go there. And I don't even, personally, can I relate to a lot of the cast members on Love and Hip Hop? No. But do I deny their musical talents? No. Do I deny the fact that they entertain me on their shows? No. And so I love that you can see women like Taraji and Michelle Obama who have accomplished major things in life, and they have that range. You know, Michelle Obama, she can be with the Bush family at a state's dinner, and then she can go home in her sweats, kick back, and watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And that's just who we are. We're not a monolith. You know, there's many layers to each of us, and that's just what it is. So I wanted to share that with you. What do you think about Michelle Obama and Taraji P. Henson enjoying Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, or the Love and Hip Hop franchise as a whole? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you all had a thriving Thursday. I did. I cannot complain. So right after work, I put on my sweats and I went to the park. It was over 80 degrees. I think it was like 86 degrees today in the D. The sun was out, so I walked at the park. I walked for 40 minutes, and then I kicked it at the park a little bit, just kind of absorbing the energy from all of the people who were there. The park was packed. I'm glad that I went there right after work because I was walking like at 5:01. I looked at my clock on my phone and I walked for 40 minutes because once I was done, so many people were on that track walking. It was a lot. Then I went to the gym like a good girl and I walked some more on the treadmill and worked on the upper body. So I'm proud of myself. And then I came home and I had some Middle Eastern food. Y'all know I'm vegetarian, so I had like the falafel and it was like in a wrap sandwich. It was okay. It wasn't bad. So I hope that you all have had a great evening. We've made it to the end of another work week. It's going to be a fantastic Friday. On Saturday, besides working out and producing some content, I plan on seeing The Accountant Part 2 with Ben Affleck. And yeah, that is about it. So I hope that you all have a fantastic day tomorrow. I know that you will. And I will talk with you soon. Bye.